Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and some brand new information about Miraculous. Both Season 6, future seasons, and other specials have been released at the Japan Tour Festival. I didn't know what it was, I hadn't heard about it before. Although I am going to be reading out and discussing this information with you because it is super interesting. So number one, more Season 6 episodes are going to come in this autumn. Other broadcasters like Glue will air it earlier, but they aren't allowed to air them until they have a larger batch, which honestly makes sense. Honestly, I'd rather get a batch of episodes than just get one and then a long wait, you know what I mean? I like a batch of them, personally, that's just the way I like it. You might disagree. The next piece of information, an episode will focus on Nino, which will be interesting to see as it is going to involve the divorce of his parents. We've gone from knowing absolutely almost zero about Nino to knowing this. Interesting. We don't know anything more about Lila. I'm assuming they mean this season. The writers themselves don't know. It shows. We'll find out more at the start of Season 7 or in the upcoming specials. So I feel like this answer is possibly them not wanting to say anything more because, honestly, I really hope they would know. Please say you just don't want to answer that question and that's the only thing you could think of. Because if they don't know... Right. Nathaniel Braun had developed a concept where Ladybug's black polka dots become the Olympic rings for the opening ceremony last year, but it was sadly abandoned. I watched the entirety of the opening ceremony for Paris, and I was very disappointed there was no Miraculous. What on earth happened? What? The writers would love to continue exploring the dystopian reverse, which is parallel universe, introduced in the Paris special, but it all depends on the broadcasters. I would love for you to do that too and actually do a good job this time, thanks. Lady Butterfly and Lady Lion still exist but are hard to fit into the ever-expanding universe of the series. They need to come together as a team to talk about this or it won't change. However, Miraculous Corp are eager to put it back on the table. Just get together and talk about it. What do you do all day if not talk about Miraculous? You know what I mean? Okay. Miraculous Stellar Force is done without Nathaniel Braun's input, but it's still greenlit. Thomas wrote the Bible and Sebastian will write the pilot very soon. I'm a bit shocked that it hasn't been written yet, considering it's coming out next year, but okay. The Miraculous live-action movie is still a possibility. It's said that it will happen, but it's very much still in the air, which I probably think means it won't happen for a very long time. When writing a character, they're never alone. It allows for different points of view and better writing. Like, for example, a guy writing about a girl. It's not a question of gender, but of sensitivity. Could you, next time you are writing a character who's being abused, have someone in the room who maybe knows what emotional abuse actually is? Thank you. They have many debates. Day one of writing consists of philosophy. There's lots of questions. Okay. The blue lightning at the end of Season 5 will be answered later in Season 6. Hallelujah! And in a special, which is not made yet. So they're going to explain half of it and then wait a year or two to give us the rest of the information. Sounds like Miraculous. In respect to the Magicarons, which are basically the macarons that give Marinette the power-ups, being shown on other heroes, Sebastian said, I'll give you my bank details and you get the money. We make heroes for the story, not to show them off. Which is him basically saying, we can't afford to make the models, if you want that you have to pay me. Why does Ladybug not need to say Lucky Charm to call upon her power sometimes? She only needs to say it wants to trigger it, but afterwards she can just make a gesture, and the old one disappears to reveal a new one. I'm assuming this is talking about how she can now use the power more than once when she's transformed. It's still good it has a name though, because kids can remember easily when they're playing and shout it. And then Season 7 is already halfway written. There is also no order in Season 7, with the exception of the opening and final episodes. I would much rather have it in order, instead of the stress of trying to piece it together. But there you go, besties. Those are my thoughts as we went through it. Sorry, just after the previous week where Thomas blocked me over defining child abuse for him, I have become very jaded towards my opinion around the team behind the show. But anyway, I'd love to know what you think of all of this. Honestly, the most interesting piece of information for me there is about Nino. Otherwise, I'm just a bit like, okay. Whatever. Anyway, let us know what you think about this, and I will see you in the next one.